So everybody just get yourself nice and comfortable, spine nice and straight, feet nice and firm on the floor. And then just eyes gently closed, chin just gently tucked down, hands nice and relaxed in your lap. Take your attention to your right big toe. Put the whole focus of your consciousness there. Just give that toe a wiggle and really feel and experience that toe, all the sensations of it and around it. Then move your hand, your attention to your left hand, your left thumb, and give your thumb a wiggle and really feel that air moving or whatever you're touching. Just become aware of any sensation in or around your thumb. And then take your attention to your nose and just give it a little wiggle like a bunny. And again, just feel any sensation in the nose, any tickle, any vibration. And then move your attention to the center of your chest. Just feel that sense of warmth that is there. And now give your heart a squeeze so that it feels quite viscous and rubbery. Just let your heart squeeze. Feels like two magnets opposing one another. So you really feel that space in the center of your chest, your heart chakra. And now bring to mind the most sincere, deep form of love that you can experience. Just really pack your heart with it. Bring to mind the person, the being, whoever or what it is that you love most. And then we're going to send a streamer of that pink love over your left hand shoulder, up to the heart of your Holy Christ self, your higher self. And your higher self then sends it right up on the other side of the figure eight to the angel of the presence, that I am presence, that part of you that is divine and stays always in heaven. And that higher self, that mighty I am presence, sends it back down to your Christ self on the return of the figure eight, who then, with its amplification, sends it back to your heart, back over your right shoulder. And now you've got set up a figure eight flow between these three figures, yourself, your human heart chakra, to your Holy Christ self, your higher self, to your angel of the presence, your divine self that stays always in heaven. And when you look at each of these three beings, each of them has a threefold flame of love, wisdom and power. The wisdom is in the centre, the yellow plume. The pink plume is love and is on the right. And the power or will plume is blue and it is on the left. And as you look carefully, these three heart flames pulse, all in time, pulsing together in unison. So you become one with your higher self and your divine self. And this amplifies the love that you can experience. And again, when you look up to those rainbow spheres of that causal body, that library of every good thought, feeling or deed that you've ever done in any existence, you see its beautiful, sparkling colours, rainbow colours, in this giant concentric circle spheres above your head. You can see the pulsation and the effects, the glistening effect. And then from the heart of that sphere, from your I am presence, comes a pillar of light, white light, pearlized light, that sits about you 4.5 feet from your spine in every direction, going 3 feet below your feet. And on the outside of that comes crackling blue, electric lightning, the protection of heaven, the Archangel Michael and his hosts, so that you're fully protected within this wonderful pillar of light and this scintillating tube of electric blue fire. So when you look below your feet now, about 3 feet below, is a disc of gold. This is precipitated sunlight, all the energy of the sun, these beautiful warm rays that sustaining you, solidified as a foundation for our life and our protection. And coming up from that now, we see the purple, the pink, the violet of the violet flame coming up and engulfing our physical bodies, our mental bodies, our emotional and spiritual bodies, in order that it can be cleansing and purifying us in all that we do. And now we want to call on our light body, our Merkabah body. So again, when you look down at this disc of light, you see coming up through its floor a beautiful 3-sided, 3-pyramid crystal, a tetrahedron that begins to spin very gently in an anti-clockwise direction. You can see it coming out of the floor of that disc of gold, this 3-sided pyramid, this tetrahedron, very slowly and gently moving in its anti-clockwise direction. You see it rise up, rise up, rise up. Begin at the base of the spine, coming through your base chakra, and it rises up to your second chakra, the seat of the soul. And in there, your soul, which is all the memories of every life you've ever lived, the essence of you that's lived every lifetime, just invite it to step into the tetrahedron, this 3-sided pyramid. And as your soul does, it does so with absolute joy, because it knows it's going to somewhere beautiful, to have a wonderful adventure and to meet its loved ones. So that anti-clockwise spin just continues as your tetrahedron lifts up through the solar plexus and into the heart, your dear, dear soul. And as your soul is there in the centre of that beautiful heart chakra, just watching and looking out at everything, your human personality can join your soul in the tetrahedron if you like, but looking up above your head again into those concentric spheres of beautiful light, you see the angel of the presence form another downward pointing 3-sided pyramid, a tetrahedron. As this crystal tetrahedron forms, begins to move downwards, spinning very slowly, very gently, in a clockwise direction. As it moves down to the crown chakra just above your head, that spark point just above your head, your higher self, your holy sight, Christ self, steps into it. And now, like a very gentle elevator, that clockwise spin, that tetrahedron just moves down, 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 through the centre of your third eye, past your pineal gland, past the pituitary gland, down past the throat chakra, and interlocks now with the other tetrahedron, so it becomes one single light body in the heart. And as you and your soul and your holy Christ self, your higher self, are stood in this beautiful light body, with the upward point spinning anti-clockwise and the downward point spinning clockwise, very gently. It feels very still, very calm, very serene in there. And the anti-clockwise spin is spinning off all negativity, all pain, all suffering. And the clockwise spin is bringing in the light of the Father God, the light of heaven that illuminates your world and fills it with all that is good. And just to your left you see a corridor open. It's very short, and you walk down that corridor, all of you together, and you see this wonderful chamber. This is your own interior castle, your own inner closet where you can go and pray. And you see on an altar a large pearl pulsating and brimming with the most beautiful pearlized light. And when you look closely you see that there is also a threefold flame. A flame that in the centre is golden yellow, your wisdom flame, and on the right side a beautiful pink that is your love flame, and on the left there is the blue flame, which is your power, your will. And as you look and you know that there is the pulsation between your divine self, your higher self, and your own heart self, and you see that they all come into unison, it strengthens that flame that's on top of that pearl until it becomes balanced, begins to expand and fill the space around you, giving the most wonderful light show. And you know that this is your personal power, your divine self and your higher self and you all working together for your good, in unison. And this is such a wonderful and joyful feeling. So you can now step back out down that corridor into that light body, that Merkabah light body. And we're going to take this, your little inner spaceship, and set it to work to make your life and the lives of all you meet better and brighter and healthier and more purposeful. So as you step back in to your Merkabah with your higher self and your soul, the Merkabah begins to rise. Again, that upward pointing pyramid turning in its anti-clockwise direction, and the downward pointing pyramid turning in its clockwise direction. Absolutely seamlessly, these two create a torsion that really spins off all negativity and just brings in nothing but light and healing. And again, feel yourself rise and rise and rise up through the throat chakra, up through the third eye chakra, and up into your crown chakra at the top of your head. So you can feel now the petals of your crown chakra opening up like a budded top knot. And your Merkabah now is going to sit here, and you can just sit and breathe and admire the scenery in this beautiful place. And as you know, there is this pulsation going on between your divine self, your I am presence, the angel of the presence, your higher self, your holy Christ self, and your own secret chamber of the heart chakra where that pearl is, all pulsating in unison, pulsating, pulsating, pulsating. And while you're in this state, you can listen and hear and feel and see. Is there something that the higher self, your mighty and presence, wants you to know? A message that it wants you to receive? And now the Merkabah begins to go a little smaller A bit like in the Alice in Wonderland when she's taken the potion. It's still incredibly potent. It just decreases in size to the size of about a pea. And it sits there just on the crown of your head. Still as beautiful, still as powerful, but very, very small. And what we're going to do now is in a clockwise direction. We're going to move around your scalp, your head, your face, just spiraling around and just noticing any sensation. We're not going to react, just notice it and move on. And it doesn't matter what that sensation is. Is it a pulsing? Is it a pain? Is it a pressure? Is it something that feels sparkly or electric? We're just going to notice, is it a tickle? And then just keep your attention moving wherever your light body goes. Let your attention go with it and keep in that spiraling motion coming down over your scalp. And just when you notice any sensation, just experience it and then move on. Keep moving your attention on. And this way, we're going to carry on in silence. Just go right the way down your body, bringing in every aspect of your body in your own time. Don't miss out a single part. Just noticing and looking for sensation, and then allowing it to be and moving on until you get right the way down to your toes. And then bring yourself back up in that same clockwise motion to the top of your head. So we're going to sit here now, and we're just going to do this scanning using our Merkabah to scan our whole bodies with our attention. Just noticing what is real. And if your attention wanders, just bring it back to the last point that you remember and set your attention on the Merkabah in motion again. whichever way you're scanning, just bring your Merkabah back to the centre of your heart chakra and let it return to its normal size. As it docks into that heart chakra, just see that corridor to the left opening. And your higher self, your Holy Christ self, and your soul just walk down it, back into that interior chamber with the pearl of great price and your threefold flame just pulsating. Your human self can wave goodbye to them and then just go back, leaving them there in that beautiful chamber. Just go back into the Merkabah at the heart. And now it's time to observe as the Merkabah begins to separate, and each three-sided pyramid just goes back to its beginning location. The clockwise downward facing one rotates clockwise back up to the angel of the presence, through the throat chakra, through the third eye chakra, through the crown chakra, and back into the heart of the angel of the presence. And the other one begins to rotate anti-clockwise. This point facing upwards just goes back down through the solar plexus, through the second chakra, the seat of the soul, to the base, and goes back into that disc of gold below your feet. And you remain now in your tube of light, this great beautiful pillar of light we set up at the beginning. And that figure eight flow of love that we created, with the three flames all pulsating in unison, is still carrying on. And we see on the table a large rose quartz flame. We're now going to pulse our love into this crystal to act as a reservoir that the ascended host, the light beings and the angels can use in coming days to effect harmony and peace for our loved ones and the planet and the world. So pulse your love. We're going to pulse 13 times, that's one. Pulse, 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 and one final pulse together, the pulse of our love. And let yourself come back into your heart chakra and know that we are sealed. Just gradually take your time to come back into a normal awakening awareness. Let us stand and hold hands. together. Let's sound the universal Om to seal our meditation. Yourself well and truly grounded into the earth, and be joyful and be happy. Thank you all.
Thank you.